Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Ashok Kumar Sulukuru, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Mallardi Engineering College, Hyderabad. Today, I'm here to discuss about the topic characterization of construction and demolition waste. So this is the overview of the topic. Introduction, need for present study, research objectives, materials used, experimental methodologies, results and discussions, and a few conclusions. Coming to introduction part, CDW stands for construction demolition waste. So in construction demolition waste, we have defined two waste. First one is construction waste. Construction waste can be defined as the solid waste from construction, remodeling, and repairing of individual residences, commercial buildings, and other civil engineering structures. Whereas demolition waste is the solid waste from demolished structures, renovations in the real estate area, and renovations of roads, flyovers, bridges, etc. You can see the few measures of construction demolition waste. From this construction demolition waste, we are very much interested in characterizing and studying the properties of the waste obtained from the buildings. So after demolition in any building, we'll obtain the brick waste and concrete waste. These two materials are any material which is obtained from the building, we define it as building derived materials. So coming to India, the proper disposal of this waste is very much concerned because so it occupies a lot of space in the dumping yards. So it is our responsibility to dispose properly, and we are at the same time we have to take care of the environment also. So instead of dumping into dumping yards, we are trying to reuse those waste materials in structures in civil engineering applications only. We are trying to use in civil engineering applications. So we are trying to partially replace the existing natural resources with these waste materials. So CDW in India, you can see the graph clearly shows that the total concrete and bricks constitutes almost 90%. So these two are waste materials, which I said earlier. So we are trying to study the properties of these two materials. So need for present study. So all the previous researchers, what they did, they recycled all the materials into original shape. So in this case, so it is taking a lot of money to recycle and bring it back to original position. But in this case, we are trying to use a virgin waste materials. So we are using as it is exist only. So we are not doing any refinements. We are not doing any recycling to get it back to original position. So we are using the debris which as they are obtained from the construction site, we are crushing it to some existing size like 10 to 12 mm, below 10 mm. Then we are replacing these waste with the existing natural available materials. The main objectives of this present study are: first, we are characterizing the BDM through physical, chemical, and microscopic studies. Then we are trying to use these building derived materials in conjunction with the soil. So we are very much interested here to study the soil properties when we mix the BDM to that. Later on, so if we get a satisfactory results, we can encourage the use of these materials in a partial replacement of soil. So here, as I said earlier, we have used two materials. First one is crushed brick and crushed marble. And later on, we are also used some chemicals where we are trying to assess the strength of the materials after immersioning these acids. So we have to study the how much it will deteriorate when we mix those materials in these acids. And you can see the methodology. So experimental methodology, you can see that we have mentioned some list of experiments. First one is XRD, X-ray diffraction, stereo microscopy, grain size distribution, aggregate impact value test, area abrasion test, and specific gravity and water absorption test, and exposure to aggressive chemical environment. So after doing all these experiments, we are also trying to how it behaves when it is exposed to the chemical environment. Like as we said, we are immersing those materials in the chemicals, and again we are doing all these tests. So we can clearly observe the difference between before before exposing to the chemical environment, how it is behaving. After exposing the chemical environment, how it is behaving. We can clearly see the how the properties are going to change. So here's some few results are there. We have done XRD, and XRD especially study to getting what kind of minerals are present in that one XRD. And again, we have studied the microscopy study also to make sure it was from cement, from building only, or it is brick or concrete or whatever it may be. So we are making sure that it is belongs to that particular materials only. We have done grain size distribution also. As I said earlier, so we are crushing the waste material below 10 size, below 10 mm size. Again, we are very much interested in grain size distribution, because when we mix these materials with the soil, so there should be some compatibility. So we have to study the grain size distribution for soil as well also. Then we can see how it is very much compatible with this, very much compatible these two materials. So we've done grid impact test, LA test, and specific gravity test. These are the results for these two materials. Again, we have used three kind of acids: sulfuric acid, nitric acid, and hydrochloric acid, 5% volume. So after preparing this solution, we have immersed those materials in these acids for 7 days. After immersion, also we have studied the same CV analysis and aggregate impact value test, and LA abrasion test. So these results for two kind of BDM, two kind of waste material, and specific gravity, water absorption. So conclusion, we can say that the LA abrasion and specific gravity water absorption test are within the standards of are compared to the cement concrete standards. So metals which are going to concrete application, these results are very compared to those materials. And we can say that the BDM, which is immersed in acids, is strongly influenced by the acids. And same time, aggregate value and LA abrasion values also got affected by these acids. And this one, further we can study the durability of these BDM materials in inclusion of soil. After in inclusion of soils, after doing all these tests, we are trying to study we are trying to study the properties of soil, which is mixed with the BDM before and after immersion of the chemicals also. Thank you.